are mine now. You belong to me. Today we're going to play a new fun game.
Hello and welcome to the Twin Peaks podcast. My name is Dan.
My name's Nicole.
And this is the movie-based podcast where we talk about two films based on a theme. But not this week, because this week it's a Picks episode and we're picking our films for the war theme that we're doing next week. You're going to pick three. I'm going to pick three. We're going to knock one out of each other's list immediately without having discussed them at all. And that's going to leave us with four. And then we're going to discuss those four in a little bit more detail. And we're going to end up knocking another one out of each other's list to come up with a final two. As tradition states, because you chose the topic, you have to give me your three first. First things first, why did you pick war movies? Was there a specific reason that you went for this topic?
It's because there's a public holiday coming up, and it should be around the time that this episode, our main episode, comes out. Okay. And it's Anzac Day, and it's all about, war veterans that have gone to war and just, paying our respects to them. Yeah. So that's why I've chosen war picks. Okay,
so you're tying it in, that's good. As has become somewhat of a tradition on the Twin Peaks podcast, whoever chooses a topic goes first. So you need to give me your three. So hit me.
My first pick is Life is Beautiful, La Vita Bella. My second pick is A Private War. And my third pick is American Sniper.
The very first one that I wrote down was Hurt Locker. It was directed by Catherine Bigelow and it has Jeremy Renner in it. But I didn't want to do another Jeremy Renner film because we did Jeremy Renner in Wind River, and it's just going to be a load of me going, "Oh, fucking Jeremy Renner rap." So I didn't want to pick it.
I'll cross that.
Yeah, I didn't cross it out because that was a red herring. And then I thought about another Catherine Bigelow film, Zero Dark 30. So my first choice is Zero Dark 30. Okay, so my second choice is Enemy at the Gates, and my third choice, I've got four written down for my third choice, and I don't know which one I'm going to go for.
Eeny, meeny, miny, moe.
Yeah. I'm going to go for one I haven't seen.
Okay.
And we did Tom Hanks a few months ago. This is another Tom Hanks film, and it's called Greyhound. Okay, so we've picked our first six. You have chosen Life is Beautiful, or La Vita Bella, A Private War, and American Sniper. I have chosen Zero Dark 30, Enemy at the Gates, and Greyhound. And I've crossed out Captain America, the First Avenger, for my first pick, because it's set during World War II. Out of those six, and out of your three, I've got to knock one out of your three. And I'm going to knock out A Private War. Okay, so Zero Dark 30, Enemy at the Gates, or Greyhound. Which one are you going to knock out?
Funny enough, I had Enemy at the Gates as a potential choice. But I'm going to knock it out. Don't ask me why, but out of the other two, I kind of prefer to watch either Zero Dark 30 or Greyhound.
All right, so we've whittled it down to four now. In your list, what remains is Life is Beautiful and American Sniper, and in my list, it's Zero Dark 30 and Greyhound. So, can you tell me a little bit more about Life is Beautiful or La Vita Bella? I do know. Did you pick it for was it Italian cinema? You picked
Italian cinema, yeah.
Yeah.
It was the first Italian film that I watched when I was studying Italian at school, and it's a classic Italian film, and it's based in the war time, and it's a comedy, and so the tagline is an unforgettable fable that proves love, family, and imagination conquers all. And the synopsis is a touching story of an Italian bookseller of a Jewish ancestry who lives in his own little fairy tale. His creative and happy life would come to an abrupt halt when his entire family is deported to a concentration camp during the World War II. While locked up, he tries to convince his son that the whole thing is just a game.
Okay, Okay, I think I've heard enough about that one then. So what about
Yeah.
American Sniper? I know more about this one, but what can you tell me about it?
Tagline is the most lethal sniper in US history. And the tagline is US Navy SEAL Chris Kyle takes his sole mission, protect his comrades to the heart and become one of the most lethal snipers in American history. His pinpoint accuracy not only saves countless lives but also makes him a prime target. Despite grave danger and his struggle to be a good husband and father to his family back in the States, Kyle serves 4 tours of duty in Iraq. However, when he finally returns home, he finds that he cannot leave the war behind.
Okay, so La Vita Bella and American Sniper. I'm going to tell you a little bit now about Zero Dark 30. So I've seen this only once. It was directed by Catherine Bigelow, as I mentioned earlier. It came out in 2012 and it's 157 minutes long. The tagline on Letterboxd reads, "The greatest manhunt in history," and a synopsis. A chronicle of the decade-long hunt for Al-Qaeda terrorist leader Osama bin Laden after the September 2001 attacks and his death at the hands of the Navy SEAL Team 6 in May 2011. I don't remember an awful lot about it. I remember thinking it was very good. It's got Jason Clarke in it, Kyle Chandler, Mark Strong, Chris Pratt, Joel Edgerton, Mark Duplass. Scott Adkins is in it. I didn't know that. Scott Adkins is in it. God, that was a complete accident. I'm meant to be on my Atkins diet at the moment. That will continue it. Loads of people in it. I remember it being really good. Oh, look, screenplay by William Goldenberg. Where do I know that name from? No, William Gold. I thought it was the same writer as All the President's Men, but that was William Goldman. This is William Goldenberg. Completely different.
He has done Heat. Maybe that's why.
Okay, yeah, that would be why. Argo, National Treasure for some reason. Loads. News of the World, that's a new one. Insider, Live by Night. He wrote Kangaroo Jack. And Zero Dark 30. How could just those two films come out of the same brain? I fucking love Kangaroo Jack, but it's trash. Yeah, so there you go, Zero Dark 30. My next choice was Greyhound, and I chose. Sometimes I like to pick a film that I've never seen before. It's Tom Hanks. We love Tom Hanks here on the show, and
We do.
It's a new one. It was directed by Aaron Schneider. It came out in 2020, and it's nice and snappy. It's 91 minutes long. The tagline reads, "The only thing more dangerous than the front lines was the fight to get there." And the synopsis goes like this. A first-time captain leads a convoy of Allied ships carrying thousands of soldiers across the treacherous waters of the Black Pit to the front lines of World War II. With no air cover protection for 5 days, the captain and his convoy must battle the surrounding enemy Nazi U-boats in order to give the Allies a chance to win the war. So there we go. They're my two picks, mate. Zero Dark 30 and Greyhound. I must admit, I know which way I'm going to go on yours. I'm sorry to do this. But I'm gonna.
It's alright.
I'm gonna knock out.
I know you're not going.
I'm gonna knock out La Vita Bella. And the only reason that I'm knocking it out, because it sounds quite interesting, but the only reason I'm knocking it out is because of my preconceptions with American Sniper, and I quite like to know if there's any. I'd like to know if that's true, and you know what sort of film it is, and I should watch it. It's been a while. It's been out for a while now.
Because you have chosen American Sniper, I'm going to go with Greyhound because it's, I guess, Zero Dark 30 is kind of similar wartime, I think.
I guess so, yeah.
To American, yeah. So I thought maybe I should choose a film that's completely different. I've yet to see Zero Dark 30 and I've heard really good things about this film. But yeah, I'm going to knock that out and we're going to watch Greyhound.
Okay. So next episode then, we're going to be talking about 2 war-based films, American Sniper and Greyhound. So tune in next week to hear our thoughts on those films. Have you got any others that you were considering?
Well, I had a couple that were not on any sort of streaming service.
Okay.
One was called The Little Girl of Hanoi. The other film I was going to choose was Gallipoli, which is an Aussie war film. And then I had Jarhead on as an option.
Oh, yeah.
And I Catch-22, but I didn't realise that that's actually a TV series. So if I can find it, I might watch it. What about you? What did you have?
Well, Apocalypse Now is in my top 3. It's probably... It's either my top 1 or in my top 2 or 3 war films, but we've covered it. 1917 is my favourite war film. Black Hawk Down, Lone Survivor, Avengers Infinity War, Fury, which we've talked about before on the podcast. We won't go into that. Inglourious Bastards. I love this film.
Yeah.
Might be my favourite Tarantino film. And that was one when I said that in my third spot I had 4 choices. That was another one. Inglourious Bastards was my second pick after Captain America: The First Avenger. But I didn't choose it because there's not much war in it. That's the main reason I didn't choose it. It's mainly Brad Pitt's team of hunters trying to track down the Nazis, and there is some violence and stuff in it, but it was less war-y and more like an alternative narrative around those events. And the other one I wanted to choose, Hacksaw Ridge. I was considering that because I really love Hacksaw Ridge. I think it's a great film. And I was very close to picking that one as well. It was just the fact that Greyhound was a film I haven't seen and it's Tom Hanks. That's what swung it in favour of that. Rescue Dawn with Christian Bale. That's a pretty good film. But again, not much war in it. More of prisoner of war situation where they're locked up. Jojo Rabbit. Again, same reasons. Not much war in it, but set around that World War II situation. And randomly I've written down Terminator Salvation because future war, but there's not a fucking chance in hell that I would have picked Terminator Salvation. I just wrote it down because I don't even know. I was saying the other day to Sarah that there's been so many bad Terminator films at this point that I'm starting to think that Terminator Salvation is a good film, and nobody needs to think that.
Oh, God.
And that's it, mate. They're all the ones I was considering, but I've got a few more in our letterbox list, which I'll post after this episode airs. So as you're listening to this, that list will be available. If you head over to Letterboxd at flick.face, you'll be able to see our war picks.
Is Pearl Harbor on that list?
I suppose it should be, yeah, but currently it's not. No. And that's about it, isn't it? Have you got any other honourable mentions?
I was going to mention Jojo Rabbit, but you just mentioned it, yeah.
Yeah, so once again, thanks very much for listening. Don't forget to tune in next week. And if you want to catch up with us, I'm at flick.face on Instagram, twinpixpod at Gmail. I'm on Flickface. I'm at Instagram at flick.face. What's going on? I'm at Instagram at flick.face. You can catch up with the show on Instagram at twinpixpod. You can email the show at twinpixpod at gmail.com. We're back on Twitter. We revived our Twitter, and that is also at twinpixpod on Twitter. Woo-hoo. Support the show at ko-fi.com/twinpixpodcast if you want to. Plus, we have a YouTube and we post our episodes every week just on there, just as a little bonus extra place to listen to. Where can people catch up with you, my friend Nicole? What is in Australia right now?
Well, I think pubs are open, so
what's that got to do with anything?
Have a drink with me at the pub. You said to catch up.
Right.
If someone wants to catch up with me.
No wonder these fucking episodes take me 15 hours to edit. What's your sign off? Well, the pubs are open now.
The pubs have been open for a while, actually. You can find me on Instagram at... I was almost going to say flick.face. You can find me on Instagram at Nika Creative or Chica Nika.
Great. Awesome. So, we'll catch up with you next week. So, see you next Tuesday, Australia.
Laters.
Bye.